Okay, so Rockstar just fired over 30 employees, and everyone's saying it's because of union busting. I actually didn't know what union busting was before this, so if you don't know either, I'll quickly explain it. Basically, union busting refers to a range of tactics, both legal and illegal, that employers use to prevent employees from forming or joining a labor union, or to weaken an existing one. These activities are intended to disrupt union activities and can range from subtle methods like offering small incentives to more extreme aggressive actions such as harassment and intimidation. Specialist consultants known as union busters are often hired to conduct these campaigns. But Rockstar lawyers are claiming they were leaking confidential work in a Discord server, which the employees are saying is completely not true. And Rockstar's HR department won't provide any evidence to the co-workers that were fired. So let me break the situation down for you real quick before Take-Two lawyers kick down my door. Alright, so allegedly some Rockstar employees were in a private Discord server talking about labor rights and current work-life balance, which I hear is completely terrible at Rockstar Games. This Discord server was between Rockstar employees who were part of the union and IWGB union officials. That was it. The server was not public and was private according to the anonymous Rockstar employee who has just came out recently. But here's the twist. Rockstar is stating it wasn't because of unions. They're saying these folks were sharing confidential information in these public forums, which sounds scary until you realize the so-called public forums was literally a private Discord chat with Rockstar employees and official union members. There was no one from the public that was there. And everyone initially thought, oh fuck, they must have been leaking something massive about Grand Theft Auto 6. Maybe they dropped a location name or an in-development screenshot, but no. According to the independent workers at the Great Britain, these people weren't actually leaking anything. They were just chatting with labor organizers about their work conditions. And so Rockstar fires them for gross misconduct, which is such a corporate way of saying, we don't want to tell you why. Then, a few days later, a statement from Bloomberg arrives. They were distributing confidential information in a public forum. This has nothing to do with unions. Right, Rockstar, totally unrelated. One of the employees who actually got fired got a call on their day off. The call was from Rockstar's HR department to let them know to not come back to work because they have been fired. Obviously, hearing this news over the phone out of nowhere will come with complete shock. Unfortunately, this employee had a panic attack while on the phone with HR. And allegedly, the Rockstar HR rep completely hung up on the employee midway through this person having a panic attack. What the actual fuck? Again, this is all alleged, but this is from a verified Rockstar employee who is currently employed with Rockstar. To be honest, it's wild, because this isn't the first time we've heard about the weird culture stuff inside Rockstar. Remember the crunch talk about Red Dead 2? Long hours, stress, burnout, and now this? Feels like history is repeating itself. With what we know now, this is nowhere near as bad as what Blizzard has done. Fuck Blizzard. Meanwhile, the union says the employees just wanted better conditions and Rockstar says they broke the NDA. So now we're in a classic corporate limbo where both sides say we didn't do anything wrong. So yeah, 34 people fired over a Discord server. Confidential info, union drama, GTA 6 delay, Rockstar, what the fuck is going on over there? A current anonymous Rockstar employee has come out on one of the GTA forums and this person has been verified as a legit Rockstar employee and this is what they have to say. Hey everyone, Rockstar employee of many years here. Understandably, I want to remain anonymous due to the retaliation from the company, but I may be willing to verify I'm an employee with Spider-Vice via DM if required. I'm also a member of the union. I've been reading a lot about the discussion on here and elsewhere about the firing of more than 34 of my colleagues last week, 31 in the UK, 3 in Canada. And have seen a lot of disinformation and lies that are really concerning, particularly concerning how so many folks are willing to believe the company's excuses. Last week, my colleagues who were in the studio were each individually messaged by HR for a short friendly meeting. Under the friendly guides, hey, are you free for a quick chat? Upon attending this meeting, they were handed an envelope with a short letter stating their employment has been terminated for gross misconduct regarding posts made in Discord. They failed to provide any evidence when asked, nor was it stated in the letter and did not divulge any information or reasoning, and no other reason. They refused their right to union representation in the disciplinary meeting, which is against UK employment laws, and were frog marched out of the studio with the meeting lasting less than 5 minutes. For colleagues who were not in the studio that day, they received a phone call from HR that lasted less than 2 minutes, telling them they were fired and they'll receive the same letter as above. I am aware one of the employees had a panic attack at this moment and HR hung up on them during this panic attack, not caring at all about their well-being. These colleagues of mine were hard workers who have spent many years at Rockstar in critical roles, with colleagues who have been at Rockstar for more than 18 years, and none of them ever had a disciplinary in that time. They are not easily replaced and will certainly affect us making our project deadlines. These are very senior artists, animators, QA testers, designers, programmers, and producers, including leads, all super talented people who are proud of their work over multiple Rockstar titles, and all they wanted was the best for Rockstar and their fellow colleagues. Some of these members were off sick, recovering from surgery, or on paternity leave, fired without pay, losing their careers and putting them in hardship into the lead up of Christmas, and even potentially losing their visas to work in the UK. Let me make this clear, I never saw any discussion leaking of Rockstar projects in the union Discord. The only ever discussion was around unionization efforts and working conditions at Rockstar. The Discord wasn't public, it was a private Discord group that only contained Rockstar employees and the IWGB union officials. This was union busting and nothing else. Everyone fired was a union member. They were also predominantly from those who were on the union organizing committees of each UK studio. Just 1 week before the union had reached 200 members, taking us over the 10% threshold required to seek recognition and begin engaging in collective bargaining, allowing us to negotiate directly with management on the key issues that affect us: worsening crunch, inadequate pay, and flexible working arrangements. They have fired over 34 of us now. There were over 250 of us in that union/employee Discord group. There is fear that if they get away with this, they'll have nothing stopping them from doing this again and again and again. Those of us who are lucky and remain now work in fear. Fearful when talking to each other at the tea prep, fearful that we are next in line and easily to get rid of, scared to go outside of the studio and talk to or even acknowledge our colleagues outside protesting in fear of reprisals. Morale of the studio is at rock bottom, when we should be excited about what's to come over the next year. We are now totally deflated, and our trust and confidence in others is totally shot, which is truly heartbreaking, as for all of us in the union, all of our ambition was to make Rockstar a happier, fairer, safer, and in a more equitable place. That's all. What has happened clearly shows that we care more about the well-being of our colleagues at Rockstar than their own company does. The union remains unbound and is fighting to win reinstatement on every dismissed member of the staff at Rockstar through legal means and campaigning. This fight is critical. If Rockstar can get away with this, they will keep treating their co-workers with disdain, disrespect, and subjecting them to continued illegal treatment. Thanks for your time, and I hope this is some truth that helps you understand what's going on here at the moment. If you'd be so kind, you can contribute to the fundraiser to support those fighting their dismissal here. It would really be appreciated if you could share this link above as well. I won't be cross-posting this to other forums, so please feel free to share. That was a heavy read. If this is true, this is absolutely fucked by Rockstar. There's always two sides of a story, but unfortunately we are dealing with Rockstar Games here, and they are a massive corporation who are notorious for not saying anything or answering any questions. This situation is so cooked. I'll leave a link to the fundraiser below if you would like to donate anything. Anyway, this has been Grid. This whole situation is so cooked. Man, what a fuck time to be a Rockstar fan right now.